How many button presses are needed to beat World at War? That was the question I asked myself over 2 weeks ago, and after many, many deaths. Over analysing plans. Here we have our 4 tanks, and here we have the shooting capabilities of each of the 4 tanks, and ways you've never played the game.
The place is collapsing! Move! We're going to be crushed or buried alive!
I finally have the answer, but first, some quick rules I set myself. No glitches, no mission skips. Difficulty will be recruit. I'm not a psychopath. Everything on the controller counts as a button, with an exception for the sticks, so moving and looking around don't count towards a press. Pressing the sticks down, however, obviously do count, so no sprint or melee. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy my descent into madness. August 17th, 1942 is where our journey begins, and we immediately have a perfect foreshadowing for how this challenge felt. After being saved and set free by Roebuck,
Miller, you're okay.
we're told to grab a rifle, but that requires a press.
Grab a rifle. We're gonna tear this place apart.
So we just make do with our handgun. Not like we're going to be using it anyway. 1 minute in, and we have our first red screen.
Move it, Marine!
Get used to seeing that. Pushing through the level, we encounter our first of many turrets in the game, which are made very difficult to pass with no sprint.
Take out that MG!
Luckily here though, we can just pass by and ignore the nearby enemies.
Move it in! Hit that MG, now!
Once we trigger the objective completed, they all despawn and the team join us at the invisible barrier.
This place creeps me out.
The next section is where we first deploy a strategy that I later dubbed, "Why the fuck are there so many enemies? I'm leaving the game on while I go touch some grass and hope the level completes itself." That's a bit too long for a name though, so we'll just call it the French Strat, to honour the French doing fuck all during the war. Anyway, deploying the French Strat, we hang back and wait for the clearing. Once enough enemies have been taken out, we can pass by and into the ambush section.
Ambush!
Move, move!
The French Strat is in full effect yet again, but attempting to trigger the AI to move forward, we come very close to our first death.
Find some cover!
Thankfully we avoid it, and our team do finally begin to push forward. The next section is yet more hanging back, while the AI miss each other until we make a break for the truck, triggering the next checkpoint, which again despawns all the enemies behind. And before you comment, no, I didn't just jump, I walked over this rock, boulder, stone, thing, I don't know. Anyway,
Compound's just ahead. Keep moving.
so we remain on 0 presses, but not for long, as we are now forced to press X
Time ain't on our side. Hit that barrel.
and knife the barrel to progress through the gate below.
Go, go, go!
Continuing towards the bunker, we play a quick game of dodge the bullet before making our way inside and face our second button press.
Miller, get to work planting those charges.
Hold X to plant the charges. Now the charges have been planted,
We may only get a few minutes before detonation. Charges set. We're leaving now.
the mission ends shortly after as we escape aboard a boat
Where's the fireworks?
Tell me those charges weren't duds.
They better not be.
with only 2 button presses. Little Resistance. Never has a title been so very wrong.
It's time.
Good luck, all of you.
After how smooth the first mission had gone, my confidence for this challenge had never been higher.
We're stuck on the...
But this was the mission where that confidence was truly shattered.
Player's gone to shit!
For those who have already played World at War, you will already know where this is going. A certain mechanic that the Japanese soldiers possess that can be infuriating even when you have the ability to fight back. But before all of that, 2 button presses are required here to call in the strike. Right D-pad to bring out the radio, and RT to call in the strike.
Good work, Marines. Regroup at the tree line.
Now we've cleared a path with the strikes, we proceed forward onto the island. While we watch our team climb over the logs, we opt to take the easy way around and save a press.
Shit.
Put him down.
Once the bunker is destroyed, we move forward and come face to face with the single word that has caused so much anger.
Take it out!
The Japanese bonsai charge. A mechanic that normally can be eliminated with ease becomes a game of cat and mouse without the ability to shoot or the ability to sprint. The only solution I found to counter this is to lead them to an AI teammate and hope they take them out. Problem 1 solved, now on to problem 2. An infinitely spawning wave of enemies, which eliminates the French strat. We also have a turret to bypass. So I make the decision, just run. Well, not run because we can't. A brisk walk, we'll call it. And just like that, we have our first death, and our first real challenge to overcome. Oh, and to make things worse, the bonsai also respawns with us.
Don't give up. Keep fighting.
As the checkpoint was passed while he was still pursuing us in the previous life. So, what's the plan? Well, brute force. Keep walking forward, over and over and over again.
They're coming over the wall.
With the hopes enough bullets miss us, we can scrape through and hit the checkpoint. And after far too many deaths, we get this run.
They're coming over the wall. The tree.
No checkpoint, but we don't give up hope, and on our very next run,
They're coming over the wall.
this time the game gives us a checkpoint, and our reward, more bonsais.
What the hell is he doing? Stay together.
Now every time we respawn, we are greeted by 2 pursuing soldiers, and then 4 once we trigger them. Our only option is to keep them occupied long enough until our team progress forward. This death loop goes on for about 10 minutes. Until we get this run.
Take him down.
Success? Well, sort of, but we'll come back to the issue I have just created. For now, however, we see our team push forward and the checkpoint has been triggered. The next section requires us to call in a strike on 2 tanks which are unable to be skipped. Right D-pad, RT, first tank eliminated. Right D-pad, RT, second tank eliminated. Increasing our presses for this level to 6. Unfortunately, that's not all we have to do. We also have to take out all the enemies below, and with no help from our team, our only option is to press X and fire the turret with RT. And now X once more to dismount. Increasing our total for this level to 9 presses. Job done. On to the next level. Well, remember that issue I said I created earlier? Well, here we are. See, for this cutscene to trigger, all enemies must be killed, and, well, when I was being chased through the tunnels earlier, 2 soldiers were still alive when the checkpoint activated and didn't despawn. So my only option here is to knife both of them to finish the mission.
What now, Sarge?
But without this glitch and better foresight, I believe this mission is beatable in as little as 9 presses.
No! Sullivan, no! Hold on, you're gonna be okay! Corman!
Poor bastard must have been shot down this morning.
Fuselage is still smoking. Check for survivors.
He's all snarled up on something. Shit! Grenade!
Great start to the mission. Thankfully, the first part of this level isn't too challenging. We just hang back until a clearing opens up, then push forward. Probably best to move out the way of grenades in the future. Anyway, pushing forward, we arrive at this turret bunker. Which requires us to pick up the flamethrower from a soon-to-be dead soldier. I was beginning to think this was glitched, and we'd need to reset. But it triggers the death sequence once we retreat back. Picking up the flamethrower requires a press of X.
Burn those MCs, don't let up!
And then RT to fire. Adding 2 more presses to our total.
Burn, you little bastards!
Okay, move up!
From here, we advance towards the airfield.
The 7th came in from the north! They're trying to get their tanks onto the airfield!
Slowly making progress between deaths. But no button presses are required. Dropping down onto the airfield, we push forward. But don't make it too far.
Stay with our tanks! Help them move up!
The next run, however, we take it a bit slower.
Stay with our tanks! Help them move up!
Alongside our team and reach the bunker. Now tasked with picking up the bazooka to take out the tanks, which would require a button press. Obviously, we ignored that, and with a bit of good luck, we triggered the new checkpoint. So I decided to see how far we could make it. Now we have a new respawn point.
Get a bazooka from the trenches!
Not very far it would turn out. The next run, however, we managed to make it past the tanks. And the waiting soldiers to trigger the next checkpoint. The next part of the mission requires us to take out 4 AA crews. I found if you just walk up to them, they'll exit the AA, and that counts surprisingly.
Taking out! 3 more, keep going!
So we just repeat that
Second crew down! Get the last one! They're out of commission! Good night!
and complete the objective.
Nice work, Marines.
The final part of the mission has us defending the airfield,
Stay strong, we are holding this airfield!
so I deployed the French Strat once more, but this time it didn't work. 10 minutes I kept the game running, but no progress had been made.
Reloading! They're closing in!
The only way to progress here is to help the AI. The enemies are infinite. The respawn is far too fast for the AI teammates to kill enough to trigger the checkpoint. So we use a press of X to mount the AA and hold down RT
Japanese infantry!
until the mission fades to black, with only 4 button presses used.
Holy shit!
Vendetta. Another appropriately named mission, as I now have one against it. This mission, in terms of raw footage, is by far the longest. Well over 2 hours of trial, error and suffering, and my phone's stopwatch, all in an effort to try and make it through without pressing buttons when asked. So what better way of beginning avoiding buttons than with a button press? Press B to crouch is our first unskippable button.
Take my rifle and watch the road.
Followed shortly by our second. Reluctantly, we hold X to pick up the rifle, and because it's empty, it reloads without a press. For this next part, with some careful shooting to hit the 4 collateral shots in a row, plus the aim down sights, it can be done in 5 presses, and will reward you with the professional achievement. Not bad, but not good enough. So for the next 20 minutes, I began testing, and for 20 minutes, it kept resulting in death. Until this happened. After missing the collateral because of the invisible wall, I began shooting to get the guard's attention to reset. But Reznov had other plans.
They have found us! It is too late!
One guard away from taking them all out. The only reason we didn't is because the second patrol was alerted. So new plan. Use an RT press and fire to get the guard's attention. And hope Reznov takes out all the guards before the second patrol is alerted.
Straight ahead!
How did the plan go, you might ask? Not a great start, but I kept trying. Over and over again. Another 20 minutes of repeating the same thing. I thought of giving up, but I'm no quitter, so I continued. I'm only joking, I did quit. New day, new plan. sort of.
Take my rifle and watch the road.
When reviewing the footage from the previous day, I realised once the guards have been alerted, you have about 60 seconds from when Reznov first shoots before the following patrol is alerted, which means Reznov will have to take out 6 initial guards, followed then by the 7th and an attack dog, all within the 60-second window, while avoiding being shot.
Your enemy is like hunting any other animal.
If there's a chance it's possible, repeat it enough times and it will eventually happen. So that's what I did. Until this happened.
Straight ahead!
Your reactions could be quicker, but the job is done. Time to close in for the kill. This way.
After 2 separate days of trial and error, we finally exit the fountain with 3 button presses. And we're only just getting started, because our next obstacle is a window, which usually requires an A press to stand from crouching and then another press to mantle, but not this time.
For days, I have crept through shadows like a rat.
We remain on 3 presses.
Knowing the routines and movements of your prey tips the balance of a hunt.
But not for long,
We can use this building to flank his route.
as this next part has us climb through the window,
Sniper! Get inside now!
which will require a press to exit crouch and another to enter the building. The climb is unavoidable, but is the exit from crouch.
Sniper!
Yes, unfortunately. I couldn't find anywhere to force the player to stand, so 2 more presses are needed to enter the building.
Sniper!
A to stand, followed by A to climb. Increasing our count to 5 presses. And now to take care of the sniper,
Now the game is cat and mouse.
with 2 more button presses. LT to aim,
Ready! Now!
RT to fire.
Good hunting! The patrols will surely have heard those shots. We need to get moving.
Taking our total to 7 presses. Following Reznov down the stairs, we meet a table. Yet again, after carefully searching the area, we are forced to use an A press to climb, as there's no other way over the table. So, another A press, and we move up to 8 presses.
Shh! German patrol. Let them pass.
Remember the stopwatch from earlier? Well, this is the section it was used on. It was used to time how long we have before the fire begins to deal damage, and how long it takes to then kill us. So after many attempts to avoid going prone through this part,
They are trying to burn us out! Stay low! Try not to breathe!
we do in fact need to press a button. Holding B, we go prone,
They are trying to burn us out! Stay low!
increasing our tally to 9 presses. After 45 seconds, we begin to take damage from the fire. And 15 seconds after that is where the death grabs us.
Move! Upstairs!
The furthest you can reach while stuck in prone in this allotted time are these stairs. So the only solution is another press. From a prone position, there are 2 options. B press, which takes us into a crouch, or an A press, which takes us into the standing position. I chose to press A to make moving through the building quicker. Now that our 10th press has happened and we're standing, we can follow Reznov up the stairs.
Move! Upstairs!
And out the window.
Jump! Go!
Once support arrives, taking out the soldiers, we regain control and we're back in the prone position.
We're about to assault the communication post north of here.
Good!
Where we can now follow Reznov up the ladder.
Dmitri, this way! Up the ladder!
You can't climb the ladder from a prone position. I spent the next 8 minutes crawling around in an attempt to find somewhere that will force us out of prone. It's not possible. The 11th press of the mission is another A press to stand, now enabling us to climb the ladder.
This way, comrades. Take positions and wait for the signal.
This next section is simple. Deploy the French strat, just hang back and let the AI do all the work. This does take about 5 minutes, however, so a little patience is needed.
They have taken the communication post! Amsel will try to run! Quickly, we must cut off his escape route!
Through the door, we near the end of the mission,
Move forward!
and this is where it almost went wrong. I got impatient. Instead of waiting for the enemies to be taken out, to then slowly progress, I decided to just go.
Hold fire! We are too close to our goal!
And the checkpoint is activated with 5 enemies still alive.
Sacrifice will not go unavenged!
And they didn't despawn. And Reznov has moved on to the next section of the mission, no longer interested in the soldiers that didn't despawn. This is where I began to have doubts on being able to complete the mission, and I really didn't want to start over. Luck was on our side though. I decided to try buy myself some time, knowing that to finish the mission, all we needed to do is take out General Amsel. So the plan was, move the enemy soldiers as far away as possible, then get back to Reznov, and before the enemies make it back, I can take the shot and pass the mission. But the game apparently sets a new checkpoint once Amsel leaves the outpost.
Sir, he's not alone. Put a bullet in his bodyguard's head.
Which caused the soldiers to stop pursuing.
Behind the destroyed tank. Amsel is running!
So, now all we have to do is use 2 final presses, LT to aim, and RT to fire.
The Mudak is getting into that car! Shoot the driver! Stop him!
Now that General Amsel has been taken care of,
You are a true marksman!
a tank fires at our location, knocking us to the ground, but thankfully the game automatically resets the player to standing, so we avoid another press. From here, just follow Reznov through the building and out into the water, ending the mission with a total of 13 presses. Now, I will add, this mission is theoretically possible with just 11 presses, by eliminating the 2 aim down sights during the sniper section and General Amsel. If someone would like to test this theory and prove they can both be no-scoped, be my guest.
Der sie wohl an ihre Heimat erinnern sollte.
Nein! Russisches Schwein, du hättest lieber tot bleiben sollen!
Was ist das?
The 5th mission, Their Land, Their Blood takes second place for raw footage. Not because of difficulty, but because of strategy. So let's waste no time and get into it.
You cheat death. Our tanks are ready to smash this line.
The first portion of the mission is your standard mix of French strat and brute forcing the next checkpoint. The real fun starts here. Eliminate the 4 enemy tanks. My first plan, like always, is to see if you can just ignore the task and skip past onto the next section. So that's what I did. Circling around the edges of the map, along with a few red screens, we reached the barn on the opposite side. But no dialogue signalling progression, and no checkpoint. Turns out, the only way to progress is to do as the game says. Eliminate the 4 enemy tanks. So, we need a plan. Our first option is to pick up the Panzer and take out the tanks. But each tank takes 2 shots to destroy.
We will regroup at the barn.
9 presses to progress. Not good enough. So I begin testing, and 5 minutes later, this happened. The tanks can destroy each other, but not every tank can hit another tank. Let me explain. Here we have the map of Silo, which is the multiplayer version of this mission, so it's as close as we can get. Here we have our 4 tanks. And here we have the shooting capabilities of each of the 4 tanks. Now, as we can see, tanks 1 and 2 can shoot one another, as well as tanks 1 and 3, along with tanks 3 and 4. But tank 2 cannot shoot tanks 3 and 4, nor can they shoot back. So we have 2 options. Use tank 1 to shoot tank 2, then use tank 3 to shoot tank 1, and finally we use tank 4 to shoot tank 3, leaving tank 4. Option 2 is the same but working in the opposite direction. 3 shoot 4, 1 shoot 3, and 2 shoot 1, leaving 2. Both of these options leave 1 tank remaining, in which we would then use the Panzer to eliminate. I did also spend 5 minutes testing if they can destroy one another at the same time, but this was unsuccessful. I also tested if they could damage themselves with a close proximity shot. Also unsuccessful. So, after all the theorising, I put the plan into action, starting with tank 4. Then tank 3.
Dimitri, turn their weapons against them!
Finally, tank 2. And as easy as that, we have reduced our presses from 9 to 0. But we still have 1 final tank to deal with, so we use a press of X, followed by 2 presses of RT, and eliminate the 4th and final tank. Or is it the final tank?
Break open the door! The cowards may hide in shadows, but we will find them! Shoot! Another tank!
A 5th tank emerges, and yet again it requires 2 presses of RT, increasing our total for this level to 5 presses. For the remainder of this mission, the French strat is in full effect, with the occasional push forward to advance the AI. No more button presses are needed to complete the mission. Concluding, Their Land, Their Blood can be beaten in as little as 5 presses, but theoretically as low as 3, if by some miracle the final 2 tanks take one another out.
Every step we take brings us closer to Berlin, closer to victory, closer to revenge. Hurrah!
Our tanks are getting hammered by mortar fire! We need to clear these trenches and knock out each mortar pit! Get ready with that flamethrower! Incoming!
MG, up on that hill!
Clear out the 3 mortar crews. How hard can that possibly be? Well, turns out pretty damn hard. After 12 minutes of no progress on the very first mortar crew,
This way!
it finally happened.
One down, move on!
1 down, 2 remain.
Gotcha!
The second mortar crew didn't pose too much of a challenge, however. With only 1 death. We clear the second crew.
Taken out! One more pit to clear! Keep it up!
The third mortar crew, on the other hand, was not so kind, as it's located beyond this hellish cave. Death after death. 5 minutes. 10 minutes. 15 had now passed. And no progress had been made. Until I finally got far enough into the cave to trigger the AI to move forward.
They're coming straight at us! Stay dead!
From here, all we have to do is deploy the French Strat and wait until the final enemy has been eliminated.
Enemy movement! Over at the boxes!
Outstanding!
Not a single press is required to beat this mission. 0.
Sir, mortar pits have been neutralized. Tanks are now en route to the point.
Tanks are moving up!
Radio command, tell them we've cleared the mortar pits. Good work, Marines. The 200mm on the point still has White Beach targeted. We all saw firsthand what that means when we hit shore. Any attempt to bring in reinforcements just leads to the same outcome.
Fucking bloodbath.
Relentless is a relatively straightforward mission. After the tank we are riding on is struck, we are given a button prompt.
Incoming! Find some cover! Fast! Go!
If you ignore it, however, the game will automatically get you off the tank. Now tasked with clearing out the 2 anti-tank positions.
We've got artillery coming from the northeast!
We need to move up and knock him out!
The first position, with only 1 death, falls with relative ease.
There's another one up ahead! Clear it out so our tanks can move up!
The second position was a little more resilient. But with some patience and deploying the French Strat, we take the final anti-tank position.
They're coming this way! I need help over here!
And now, the inevitable. A forced button press. After looking around the surrounding area for a few minutes, I couldn't find any way to avoid this press. So our first press of the mission is an A press to climb over the fallen trees.
Head down!
The next part of the mission is simple.
Flame tank's moving up!
Move with it! Go, now! Now! Stay with the tank! Use it for cover!
Just follow behind the flame tank until we reach the cave entrance.
Enemy infantry! Polonsky! Take the one on the left! I hear you! This is it!
Now we're tasked with clearing out the cave to gain control of the AA gun.
This is it!
This part is also very straightforward. French strat while slowly progressing the AI. After a few minutes, the cave is cleared. And we regroup with the squad. As the mission draws to an end, we can now confirm that Relentless can be beaten in just a single button press.
How many Marines did we lose taking this rock?
Already too many.
Brave comrades of the 3rd Shock Army, today we lay waste to the German line! Push forward to the train station!
The tank mission. Arguably one of the best missions in the game, because who doesn't love a bit of tank warfare?
Fire the flamethrower! Incinerate them!
The first objective is to neutralise the enemy artillery.
Second 88 on the hill! Southwest! The first of many, my friend!
This can be achieved by simply driving past and triggering the next checkpoint.
We could be burning Germans right now! German armor! Straight ahead! 2 down! Only 1 left!
Next objective, destroy the radio tower.
Get us out of here!
Again, no need to do anything but head left and up the hill. Now for the final push to the train station.
It's within our grasp, and our flames rain death from above!
And once again, just ignore the enemy tanks and we arrive at the station.
Move to a better position!
Blood and Iron becomes the second mission in World at War in which it requires 0 button presses.
Comrades! A great victory is ours! On to Berlin! Hurrah! On the Führer's birthday, a barrage of Katushka rockets will tear Berlin to pieces! With your bullets! With your bayonets! With your bare hands! Do the same to their wretched soldiers!
Ring of Steel begins with an assault on the German defences. Progressing up the hill alongside a tank, we face the biggest hurdle of the mission.
Clear every building! More on the upper floor!
For this section, 3 panzers and 2 MG gunners are required to be taken out before we can progress.
Take it out!
Which would need 6 presses.
I'm done!
But can we do better? I decided what better way to take them out than deploying once again the French strat. So that's what I did. Nearly 10 minutes had gone by. Had any progress been made? No. 3 panzers and 2 MG gunners still remain. so our only option is to help out the AI. LT is our first press to aim, followed by 5 presses of RT. Once again, this can theoretically be done in 5 presses if the aim down sights is removed, but that will remain just a theory for today. Successfully pushing through the office buildings.
Sergeant, there are survivors! These animals raped and marauded their way through the motherland without mercy!
And back onto the streets. A tank takes down the wall.
How are we to move forward?
Ha ha! Brute force, General! Brute force!
Clearing the way for the final push through the asylum. With only 1 death, we walk ourselves into the asylum. Through the shower area. And finally out the rear side of the asylum, back onto the streets.
Comrades, our tanks are now advancing!
Following behind the tank, the mission draws to an end with only 6 presses, but theoretically it can be completed in just 5.
The citizens of Berlin! A ring of steel surrounds your rotten city! We will crush all who dare to resist the will of the Red Army! Abandon your posts! Abandon your homes! Abandon all hope! Hurrah!
Töten Sie mich nicht!
He wants mercy. You do not deserve mercy.
What mercy did you show to let me die? Wait! He may help.
Help us. He can die for us. Mudak!
Eviction is a mission that started off as a standard French strat, then advancing the AI forward.
Enemy troops!
Road clear!
But eventually turned into a way you've never thought of completing a mission. Slowly but surely, we progress through the abandoned building. And make our way down onto the ground floor. Then finally out onto the street.
We're almost at the street!
Continuing down the street, everything was progressing with great pace. Until this happened.
Make sure they are all dead!
We are put into the prone position and are forced to crawl the remainder of the mission. I did, however, find this spot where you can drop down, causing the prone block to put us into the crouch position. But from this lower platform, there is no way back onto the higher platform without pressing the A button to climb. So we have to reset to the previous checkpoint. Now knowing we cannot exit prone, a very slow crawl through the subway is our only option.
Split up! Cover both platforms!
10 minutes of crawling later,
collapsing! Move! We're going to be crushed or buried alive!
We finally reached the end of the platform, and the game now decides to provide us with a useful ledge. Now with the freedom of movement, we watch as Reznov fails to open the door, and the subway fills with water.
Dimitri, look out!
Bringing an end to a painfully slow mission, but this mission is beaten in 0 presses.
Booth, coming over them now!
Yeah, I see him. Landry, open up comms! Major Gordon, vessels are now in visual range. Unmarked Japanese merchant fleet. Designation unknown.
They're probably resupplying the enemy on Okinawa.
Legitimate targets?
Affirmative, they're part of the enemy war machine. Permission to engage, over and out.
Roger that. Laughlin, Locke, get to your station. Start picking targets.
Black Cats, the on-rail shooter mission.
Open fire!
If you don't want your immersion ruined for this mission, you might want to skip ahead.
We got smoke coming from our number 2 engine!
Japanese PT boats! 9 o'clock!
There's a reason I call these missions Disneyland rides, because that's essentially all they are.
We got fire in the engine!
You have no impact on anything that happens in this mission.
Kamikazes! 2 o'clock! High!
Switching between turrets happens automatically once the timer hits 0.
Over here!
Sink those damn PT boats before they rip them into shreds!
And planes just spontaneously fall apart.
1 o'clock!
That was close! 1 o'clock!
So now that I'm done ruining the mission for everyone,
Dude, we gotta get out of here! There's too many zeros! Let's hope there's enough!
it can obviously be completed not only with 0 presses, but without even holding the controller.
Coming in back!
Black Cat Manneray, 5-4, Havoc 2-6, coming over you now. We'll take it from here. Get yourself back to base.
Just get us out of here.
We're moving out.
What's the skinny?
Major Gordon's ordered another attack on the enemy stronghold beyond this ridge.
Any word on supplies?
They're coming.
When?
Just get up the hill, Polanski.
Blowtorch and Corkscrew is possibly the closest I came to giving up on this journey. The amount of deaths was just ridiculous. The first section of the mission, we push our way up a steep hill overlooked by a turret.
Through the caves, there's more bunkers up ahead. Where the hell are they coming from? Try to keep up, huh?
The second part of the mission is where I spent the next 50 minutes.
Throw her on him. Damn fire on those bunkers!
For the next section, we are tasked with eliminating the 200mm guns, which are located in 3 separate bunkers.
knock out those bunkers! Machine gun!
So, like every other task we are given, we began with Plan A. Ignore it.
Miller, throw a satchel charge! What are you waiting for, Miller? Do it, Miller! Take out that bunker!
Death after death, we pass by Bunker 1.
We need some help here!
Too slow!
Yes, down!
Then Bunker 2.
Burn him!
And finally, Bunker 3. After trying to brute force our way through for 8 minutes, we finally get the run.
Get some damn fire on those bunkers! Hey! Do it, Miller! Take out that bunker! Burn those bunkers! They're closing in!
We had finally made it.
Get some damn fire on those bunkers!
But there was a problem. The mission wasn't progressing. The only way to progress the mission is to destroy the bunkers. So we have two options. The first option I tested was to use the flamethrower on each of the bunkers for a total of 3 presses, but that didn't work.
Miller! We need to knock out those bunkers!
So, option 2 it is. For this one, we're going to use the satchel charges to destroy each bunker. For the least amount of presses, we'll press left D-pad to equip the charges.
Get him out of there!
We'll throw the first,
Take cover!
Miller, throw a satchel charge!
then the second,
Incoming grenade!
and then after 10 minutes of death,
Bunker! Burn! Finish! Bunker! Throw a satchel! Fire!
we eventually have some luck.
Miller, throw a satchel charge! Good work!
But our luck didn't last long. Why isn't the game progressing, you might be wondering. Well, it's because of this. Apparently, there cannot be any enemies left at this final bunker position for the mission to continue, and because our AI teammates have passed into the next checkpoint, they will no longer shoot back. So what's the plan? We're going to reset. And once again, deploy the French strat. Now that the dishes have been washed, and most of the enemies have seemingly been taken out, we can finally make our way to the second half of this mission.
Everyone on me!
What do we do now?
We keep moving, Polanski. Let's go.
For this part, we need to find the bunker entrance,
Cover!
which is just a short walk past a few enemies.
They're coming this way!
Now that the bunker entrance has been located, we enter. Progression through the bunker was relatively smooth. And with only a few deaths. We sit back and watch as the final enemy falls.
Japanese infantry! Got him!
Blowtorch and Corkscrew, with a lot of patience, can be beaten in as little as 5 presses.
Outstanding, Marines! Out-fucking-standing! Now let's get out of this damn hole and start dealing with our wounded. Word is, main force pulled back to the North Ridge. But I want everyone ready to fight. As soon as that supply drop shows, we move.
There it is.
Move, get to it, double time.
Breaking Point is thankfully the final mission that we have to deal with this.
Eyes wide! In the grass! Watch it! Banzai charge!
Following a brief firefight, we're ordered to take cover inside a bunker to escape the mortar strike.
Take it out! Orders! Get to cover! Damn it! Get to the bunkers!
And this is where our first hurdle begins. We're told to drop down and clear out the enemies.
They zeroed our position pretty damn quick. There must be spotters holed up in the tunnel. We need to take them out. Clear them out. Get in there, Miller!
Once inside the tunnel, we have no choice but to crouch, making B our first press. And the next part? Well, we need to somehow make it past these 6 enemies and reach a ladder located through this entrance. 15 minutes went by and no breakthrough. So a press was the only option. The first idea was to throw a grenade and clear the room, but we don't have any ammo. The only way I found is to let the bonsai attack, then press the right stick to parry. Which will reset our health and reset our stance to standing for us then to head for the ladder.
Hurry up! Satchel going in!
I do believe this is maybe theoretically possible to pass without a press, but the enemies will need to miss enough shots and also be positioned perfectly for us to crouch through. So we'll add that to the theoretical tally. The next part of the mission is one of patience.
Spider hole! Watch out for more!
And after the longest French strat so far, we can finally push forward. Making our way through the castle.
One less to worry about!
And hitting the checkpoint atop the stairs.
Push forward, we gotta take out those mortars.
Now tasked with clearing out the 4 mortar pits, we can once again hide in the corner and let the AI do all the work. 2 mortar pits down, 2 remaining, but not for long, as the third. And then the fourth.
Pit's clear! Move up!
Are taken out, and we head to the courtyard.
Clear every corner of this courtyard! Split up and hunt them down!
The courtyard isn't too much of a challenge, just pick a side. And slowly push forward until we regroup with the team. Once we've made it through the building, we make our way down into the underground tunnels.
Downstairs, into the tunnels!
Which again is relatively straightforward.
Upstairs, this way!
The final section is not so straightforward, however.
You work this animal!
Hey!
For this part, we need to call in air support to destroy the north and east buildings.
Airstrike at the ready!
You hear that? Coiling those fucking planes!
While trying not to die from the infinite waves of enemies attacking. So, with a press of right D-pad and a press of RT, we call in the first strike.
Airstrike available! Coordinates received!
You hear that? Coiling those fucking planes!
And destroy the north building. Now we need to survive 30 seconds before the next strike can be called in.
30 seconds!
One less to worry about!
After an intense 30 seconds, we can call in a second strike with 2 more presses. And watch as the planes carry out the orders. But the east building needs another hit.
30 seconds!
30 seconds of surviving later, and the third and final strike is called in.
Airstrike available!
We need that airstrike!
Confirmed!
And the east building is destroyed.
Target hit!
Breaking Point brings the Pacific Theatre storyline to an end, and with it, we finish the mission with 8 button presses.
We made it. It's over.
You will be okay. Do you hear me? They flooded their own metro in an effort to kill us, Dmitri. But once again, they failed. Once more, we cheat death.
Having completed this game on Veteran many years ago, this is the one that I was dreading the most. From the nade spam to the infinite spawning enemies, I was definitely not looking forward to it. But having said all that, it wasn't too bad. Yeah, there were deaths, but not as many as I was expecting.
Through the window! Go! Tanks will have to find another way around. We take the direct route!
So, let's get into it now we reach the main portion of the mission. We're first ordered to destroy 4 flak 88s. I did test to see if this step can be ignored, but it can't. No matter how much you keep the enemies pinned back, the AI will not advance up the stairs.
Feindliche Infanterie! Einheiten weg! Vorderboden! Sowjetische Truppen!
So buttons will be needed to be pressed. 4 flak guns are each needed a charge to be planted by pressing X to destroy them. Flak 1.
Sowjetische Truppen!
One down! Keep to go!
Flak 2.
Ich geb Deckung und Roll! Vorderboden!
Another one destroyed!
Flak 3. And flak 4. With the 4 flak 88s taken out, we can now put all of our focus on trying to get the AI up some stairs. And up they do not go.
Sowjetische Truppen!
From the position they are currently in here, they will not advance to here. The AI cannot take them out fast enough to trigger the progression, no matter how long the French strat. The AI just cannot do it alone. So we need to help out. And thankfully we have a PPSH with a lot of bullets. Once RT is pressed, we cannot release until the AI advances. By stopping before all the ammo is gone, we avoid an unnecessary press. And yes, another press is unavoidable. Once again, this next part, the AI also needs our help to advance. So after collecting more ammo off the ground, RT is held once more. Continuing to hold down RT, I began to retreat in search for more ammo as the checkpoint wasn't triggering, until finally the explosion happened. And we're knocked into prone by the falling pillar, so we're going to have to crawl to victory instead, ending with just 6 presses.
No!
The final mission awaits.
Dmitri!
Someone should lead us. April 30th, 1945. When he first spoke of Dmitri, Reznov told tales of a hero. Someone we should all aspire to be like. At times, I have seen him show mercy, but at others act with complete brutality. I do not understand him. Perhaps heroes need not question their actions.
Downfall. The final mission of World at War. Takes us inside the Reichstag. to eliminate all the remaining German soldiers. Through barricaded hallways, and then into the Parliament room.
Fire the Panzerschneck! Jump! More keys! Be on your guard! They will fight! Reload what they can! Fire the Panzerschneck! Up on that balcony!
The Parliament room is no match for the French Strat, however. All we have to do is wait 6 minutes. And now we can advance to the lower floor. Where once again, we do absolutely nothing but wait around until enough enemies have been eliminated. To then progress the AI forward.
Get those doors open!
We climb back up the stairs onto the balcony and push through the enemy defences for the final fight inside the Parliament room.
Almost here! Keep moving!
Ah yes, the roof. The final room of suffering. And suffer we did.
A blooded heart of the fascist empire will soon beat for the last time! Up there! On the balcony!
This room throws everything at you. Rockets. Grenades. And turrets. We also are still stuck in the crouch position from the beginning, which makes avoiding all this near impossible. So what's the plan? Honestly, I didn't have one, because I don't believe this room can be beaten with a plan. The only way to get through this is to keep trying, and everything will eventually go right. So, once again, if it's possible, it will eventually happen. And, after 50 minutes, happen it did.
Keep them away from the flag bearer!
Now, all that's left is to hold X to pick up the flag.
They have nowhere left to go! Move up! Clear a path for the flag! Eviction!
And then one final press of X to plant the Red Army banner atop the Reichstag.
You can make it, my friend. You always survive.
The honor should be yours.
As long as you live, the heart of this army can never be broken.
Things will change, my friend. As heroes, we will return to Russia's embrace.
After the victory in the west is confirmed, we watch as the east also falls.
We are gathered here, representatives of the major warring powers, to conclude a solemn agreement whereby peace may be restored.
But I think it's finally time to answer the question. How many button presses are needed to beat World at War? Well, let's get into it. There are two numbers we are going to break down, the confirmed number and the theoretical number. So let's start with the confirmed number. Semper Fi, 2. Little Resistance, 9. Hard Landing, 4. Vendetta, 13. Their Land, Their Blood, 5. Burn 'em Out, 0. Relentless, 1. Blood and Iron, 0. Ring of Steel, 6. Eviction, 0. Black Cats, 0. Blowtorch and Corkscrew, 5. Breaking Point, 8. Heart of the Reich, 6. Downfall, 2. Giving us a total of 61 presses. For the theoretical number, we can remove the 2 aim down sights in Vendetta. If the final 2 tanks can trade, we remove firing the Panzer twice in Their Land, Their Blood. Remove another aim down sights in Ring of Steel. And finally, in Breaking Point, remove the tunnel parry if possible to pass without it, making the theoretical number 55. Breaking down the confirmed 61 presses even further, we can see the exact number of each individual buttons needed. Right trigger, 25. X, 14. Right D-pad, 6. A, 6. Left trigger, 5. B, 3. Left D-pad, 1. Right stick, 1. And with that, we have our answer. How many button presses are needed to beat World at War? 61. If you've enjoyed and want to see how many presses other games need, let me know down in the comments. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.